recording, and it was Sandy who reminded me to do so. Sandy is keeping me sane in this in this whole thing. Thank you very much. As is John. So Sandy, John, and I represent sort of the leadership of this project. John is currently writing a book, which means that he has to say no to things that he thinks are important. Otherwise, the book will never be finished. And one of the things that are important to John, I know, is the AI exchange. I'm glad that you're here, John. Despite of all this, I know that you are there in important moments.
Very, very important. Thank you, but very important. It is.
So I appreciate it. Sandy has joined forces because Sandy, well, has many talents and also experience with the Top 10 for Large Language Models project, just like John has. And Sandy is mostly concerned in trying to remember me doing things that are necessary to do, and to manage this community of people. And the way I want to do this, I want to share a Google document in this session and use it as the agenda and make notes as we go along. And I know that Sandy's also taking notes. The session will be recorded and shared with you. The notes will be shared with you. And as said, the goal is to have next steps to be clear, and to also to have a mutual understanding of what we're doing, and especially what we're doing it for. And for that, we have a number of updates, of things that are going on with NIST and with MITRE and with Sensenelic to help you understand, well, the important, I would say, almost historical position that we have with the AI exchange. So without further ado, I will share my screen. Here we go. So as said, John, Sandy, and I represent leadership. I want to give you a short history on the exchange and the why, really short, because of the time. I started the AI Security and Privacy Guide as an OWASP project in 2022, based on the research that I did, and I noticed there wasn't a lot available for security professionals to make AI systems more secure. I made that guide and then presented on it in Dublin, got some good response. Then the large language model top 10 was created, and we worked basically in parallel, where the exchange, or no, I should say, the OWASP AI Security and Privacy Guide focused on AI in the broad sense, and going through sort of all the threats and controls. And the large language model top 10 focused on the top 10 issues for large language models. So there was overlap, and there's constant exchange of knowledge going on between these two initiatives. Later, I joined the ISO 27090 work group for the global AI security standards that is slowly getting started with the accent on slow, and also 27091 for AI privacy, and the Sensenelic working group for standardization for the AI Act. As you may know, the European AI Act will go into effect in 2025. Organizations need to create secure AI systems by this regulation, with some exceptions, etc. But this is going to be really important, and there are no standards. And this Sensenelic working group that I'm part of needs to create these standards. And using ISO 27090, that will not work because that's too slow. And we noticed that there were a lot of initiatives everywhere around the world, and all of them were suffering from the same thing, which is inconsistencies, missing things, proliferation, not a lot of alignment between the initiatives. So we were risking a situation where we would have a whole variety of standards that would have these holes and the discrepancies, creating a confusing landscape for engineers, testers, procurers, anybody who wants to design, build, and manage AI systems. So it was sort of an accident waiting to happen. And it was clear to me then that the only winning model for a sensible AI security world would be to have an open source even collaboration across the world between experts because that will be the only way to get sufficient expertise from multiple disciplines across industries and across geos. Because all these initiatives like ENISA, NIST, and MITRE are doing great work, but there are discrepancies between these initiatives. There are holes. Things are not going particularly well. I mean, the work is great. I don't want to diss them. We need to continue with that work, but also the missing link, and that's, I think, what we are. The missing link is the global collaboration and the documentation of consensus across disciplines, across multiple experts, not limited to a specific working group for which you have to jump through all kinds of hoops to be part of. And this idea was embraced. This idea was embraced by ISO, by Sanelec. So the why of the AI exchange is this. We have a super exciting and important opportunity to make the difference here and to make sure that AI security will not suffer from what conventional application security has suffered from: proliferation and an enormous confusing landscape of standards and guidelines. We want to bring these things together. Because this is such an important point, I want to open the floor on any questions about this, why, and the reason why we started the OWASP AI Exchange. Well, I guess I'm clear, which is good. Otherwise, if you have any things that you want to share without interrupting me, please feel free to put them in the chat, of course. The OWASP AI Exchange is not a separate OWASP project. It is an initiative by the project that I started, the OWASP AI Security and Privacy Guide. But it is branded the Exchange because I wanted to highlight the role that it has in trying to align all these experts and all these different initiatives. Now, the current status, the latest news, and I assume you can see this Google Doc with this agenda, with these notes that I would like to take you through. We have a backlog of experts that have shown interests, and we're in the process of adding them to the team. You are a representation of them, but this group is growing, and we have some marvelous people who applied. Recently, we upgraded our web presence, and I have to commend Marco for doing an excellent job. And I don't know if you've seen it, but let me quickly show it to you. This is our new presence, a really nice and airy landing page with some purpose, with links to contributions, etc., where there's our content here with the different sections. And when you go to a section, you nicely see the other sections that you can easily jump to, and you can see the structure of the section that you're in on the right side. So there's a lot of navigation help, and I think that's an important addition to what we already had, which was basically a super large markdown document. So Marco has implemented this using the Hugo platform, and it's great that you can use this link, edit this page on GitHub to get access to the source, and then be able to edit it from here. So it's nicely integrated with GitHub. And if you have writing rights, and you should have writing rights in GitHub so that you can make immediate changes, you can edit it. So Marco, again, fantastic work. And as said, I also have to thank Spiros, with whom I do the OWASP Open CRE project, who has a deep understanding of hosting these things. So that is our new web presence. Then other things that we've accomplished. We have workshops with MITRE, with NIST, with CSA, and I'd like to thank Sandy and John for their important roles there. I play a part also in that CSA working group. What is this? So MITRE is working on the Atlas framework. NIST is working on different publications, including their adversary behavioral machine learning publication recently. And the CSA is working on standardization of AI security also. And they're all are reinventing the wheel. And we are in the sessions and we try to, bring OWASP AI to the table, and they love it. But at the same time, it's a very Babylonic situation where we're talking different languages. And these things, we need to bridge them. We need to make sure that one person calls it the train phase, other person calls it the development phase, and they shouldn't sort of get into religious debates. They should align on what these things mean and make sure that we understand each other. And currently, the OWASP AI initiative, so the AI Exchange, is doing a tremendous job there, but it's hard work and it's slow. And you can see that people love it. For example, the experts at the UK NCSC, they use it constantly for reference. Everybody loves it, but it's regarded as unfinished. And it is, right? If you look at how we cover certain topics, it's really, really nice and comprehensive. If you look at other topics, it's too brief. There are holes in what we do. And this is some of our next steps in order to achieve a 1.0 version, which we're going to talk about soon. Also, SDOs, so standard development organizations, they are always skeptical about any source other than themselves, let alone a source as OWASP, which, I mean, OWASP is taken in high regard, but it's not an SDO, which means that the insight is that content-wise, we need to do better than any other source in order to be accepted in these dynamics. We need to rule, basically. And if we fail to rule, then AI security will be a confusing landscape of inconsistent standards and guidelines with holes in them. This morning, I had a meeting with Sensenelic, that is JTC 21 Workgroup 5, for people who are keeping notes, but you don't have to. Parallel with ISO 27090, that was the decision that we made. So this Sensenelic working group that I'm part of has accepted OWASP AI as verbatim input to their work. And this is amazing. This is the recognition that I hope for, and we got it. It is the work for the European AI Act that is now adopting the content of OWASP AI, of the exchange. And it's difficult for them emotionally, politically. They have a hard time spending too many slides on referring to the AI exchange, but they need to, but they don't have to, but because we're copyright free. But yeah, if they want people to learn more about all the controls that they listed in their tables based on the work of the exchange, they need to refer to owaspai.org. So it's they sort of embraced it, but they need to get used to the idea that being in a work group, a small work group of experts, when you do standards, is not the winning model to make sure that everybody understands what AI security is. So the plan of the AI Exchange has succeeded as long as we can keep this going. So we need to cover all the bases. We need to make sure that we keep on, make sure that we rule, make sure that we have the best content, make sure that we're complete enough, make sure that, for example, and this is also a political thing, that OWASP is an official liaison of Sensenelic. Why am I being so particular about these things? This is a new way of working. We basically open sourced a standardization discussion, and I don't know of any other examples where this took place. Maybe there are, but it's clear that these standardization organizations find it something that they really need to get used to. And at any moment in time, we risk somebody stepping up saying, well, this is not according to what we're used to, and OWASP is not an official liaison. So I want to have that base covered as well. So currently there's an application of the OWASP Foundation becoming an official liaison to Sensenelic, giving them, taking away another reason for Sensenelic to say we're not going to work with this OWASP content. Any question on this, on our position and the latest news? All right. Sandy or John, please let me know if there are any questions in the chat. I can't see them as I'm sharing my screen. No questions in the chat. All right. So I'd like to take you guys through the charter. And it's a document that I shared on Slack. Maybe not all of you have seen it, but it is about the why. And it's something that's important for us all to align on. So the AI exchange is about AI security risks for all of AI, by all professionals, so by people across the boundaries, for all professionals, well, not just for super data scientists or super security professionals. People should get an idea of what AI threats are and what the controls are. So alignment and guidance for all. And this is actually our goal. This is why we do this. We want to protect, society from AI security risks. And we want to independently harness the collective wisdom of global experts across various disciplines. This sounds like a ChatGPT generated sentence, but it's not. It's just, we just gave it a lot of thought. That's all. So we want to focus on advancing AI security understanding, supporting the development of global AI security guidelines, standards, and regulations, because our work, if we're going to maintain this success, our work is going to lead to the ISO 27090 standard on AI security. Without a doubt, we are faster, better equipped than that working group. The working group has great experts in it, don't get me wrong, but the model of having a small working group in an SDO, again, is, I don't think, the winning model for the best content and the best tempo, because, well, the European AI Act, we're going to have that in effect in 2025. So we want to provide a comprehensive overview of AI threats, risks, mitigations, and controls, aligning with global standardizations initiatives, such as the AI Act 27090, OWASP Machine Learning Top 10, which is also another project. We'll discuss our relations with the different projects in a second. The LLM Top 10 and Open CRE. And this alignment, which we achieve through open source, is crucial to prevent confusion and ignorance leading to harm from AI security incidents. Raise your hand or speak up if you see anything wrong or anything that you would like to add to this purpose in our charter.
Or if you need some time to read through it later after this meeting, send either Rob or I a message on Slack or through email.
Please do. We'll share the link. Target audience, cybersecurity experts, privacy, regulatory, legal professionals, AI leaders, developers, data scientists. Accessible guidance, so we want it to be clear, and I have some more detail on it later. And we want to enable them to build and maintain secure AI systems effectively. Our mission is to establish the exchange as the place to go for professionals who want to understand AI security, just sort of a one-stop shop. And of course, we refer them to other resources, but we want to be the preferred place to go. And we want to be the authoritative source for consensus, alignment, and collaboration among various AI initiatives. And again, I said earlier that in order for us to achieve these goals, we need to rule. And this may sound weird to you, but it is because of sort of the underdog position that OWASP or any open source initiative has, because SDOs are not familiar with it, that we have to outdo them. And if we do provide content with a similar level of completeness and quality of the SDOs, we will not succeed.
Lead, maybe, Rob.
Sorry?
Maybe we want to lead.
Yes.
Rule sounds more, yeah, a little bit aggressive, passive aggressive. Let's say lead. We want to
Okay.
be the absolute best, the shining star.
Okay.
Set
Can
the
you make a,
example.
can you make a note that we change that?
Okay.
Yeah, it must be my English.
Yes,
I'm not
which is
not
amazing.
that
Your English is
you may think differently, but I'm not a dominant.
I think it's a
dominant
European.
guy.
I think it's a European understanding, Rob. I'm with you. No, don't worry. I agree with Sandy, but I do the same thing on meetings, and people tell me. So I understand.
Yeah, Sandy's helping me with these things. So relations to other OWASP initiatives. Briefly, there's the OWASP AI Security and Privacy Guide. It's basically the OWASP project that this falls under. It has a security part and it has a privacy part. The privacy part is a separate document. The security part is actually the content of our AI exchange. Then the LLM Top 10, as said, the most important LLM security issues, plus deliverables that focus on LLM security, such as Sandy's excellent checklist for LLM AI security and governance. Then there's the OWASP ML Top 10. As you know, the LLM Top 10 is, I would say, a quite mature project. And maybe it's, I think it's an exemplar project when it comes to, you know, the energy that's there, the results that are there, really focused, available in multiple languages even. The machine learning Top 10 is just starting. It's also important. It will have different entries than the LLM Top 10. It's important to have. And again, we need to work with them on a content level. Maybe even you can compare this to working with other standard organizations. Just keep in touch and make sure that we do gap analysis of how we view things to attain this alignment that is so important. OpenSiri.org is an initiative of me and Spiros Gastratos. It's an OWASP project in which we have a sort of a digital bridge between standard and guidelines for security. At some point, we want to add the content of the AI exchange into OpenSiri so that it's clear how AI links to conventional security. And it will also provide as a means to link different sections of standards to each other if they are about the same topic. Now, about our roadmap, we want to have this charter sort of validated by you. So again, we will share the link to it, go through it, see if there's anything that you cannot stand by or anything that you would like to add or have questions on, and let us know in Slack. We have a project plan in the sense that we'll have a way of collaborating and we'll have our next step clear, which is delivering the 1.0 version of the AI exchange. We're going to record meetings. We're going to have this session every 2 weeks. So we work in 2 weeks iterations in which it's important there's a number of things that need to be done to assign those to the people that are, have the best affinity to do it and have the available time in that sprint, basically, to do it. Excepting John again, maybe he dropped off. Welcome back, John.
Yeah, he had to leave briefly.
All right, got it. So the next milestone, what do we need to work on? The 1.0 draft, which means that we have a number of to-dos, which you can find in the contribute section that we need to cover. And it includes, and that's the biggest lump of work, making sure that we sufficiently cover every topic. So we have some specific things that we know that we need to elaborate on, but we also want to review every segment. And when we go to the to-dos, I can show you how we want to do that. What it comes down to is that we want to provide the most important insights to the reader, make the topic easily understandable, sort of provide a summary of what it is, provide attention points, and then for the details, refer to further reading and other work where people can find details. So it's of course impossible to cover all the data science controls, for example, in the Exchange completely, but we want to cover it as sort of an introduction, a summary with important attention points and things to consider.
Or point to resources, right, Rob? I mean, like our goal is to be a center of excellence for AI privacy and security. And so, you know, some of this is fluid. I mean, this is our very first meeting. We're trying to get this kicked off, but the end goal is to be the single source of truth, as you said earlier, about the leadership around how to do this correctly. And then, you know, open to the group. Like the part of the reason is that we're coming together as a bunch of experts is looking for people to kind of give us feedback and, you know, how are they doing it in their organization? What worked? What didn't work?
Yes, which makes it, because we want to be the center of excellence, we want to make things practical, right? So examples are important. Best practices are important. Stories about how to make it work. All these attention points I've noted down in the to-dos that are about reviewing the different sections of the document. We want also, as part of the 1.0 draft, align content as good as possible with other initiatives like MITRE Atlas, like the work from NIST, like the LLM Top 10, Anissa's work. There are various publications with which we want to sort of sanity check our terminology, the way we visualize things. There will be differences that we need to perhaps accept, but maybe find a solution for. So doing these gaps analysis is also important work. Then we'll have a draft.
Even if that's just like a cross map document, like the end goal is center of excellence, easy to use resource that everyone feels like they can go get answers from easily.
Yes. Well put. Then we'll have a draft and we need to provide that for community review, for internal review, and then when we can release it. Now, releasing means that we have achieved this goal, this milestone of, you know, being this source that will not be regarded as incomplete or inconsistent or whatever, and allows us to have that lead role. It will, of course, go together with announcing this, but it will not be like a PDF that we will then publish, because we have a living document. And the nice thing is that while we are building this 1.0, every step we are improving the document. Right? That's the way I want to work on this, by doing quick review and releasing it quickly, sort of like a continuous delivery situation. Actually, I think you can compare it with that, because people are looking at the OWASP AI Exchange constantly, and we want to do the best impression. As long as we keep reviewing each other's work, I think that continuous delivery approach will work fine for us. About copyright, so as you may know, it has a CZ0 label, which means that anybody can use the content of the AI Exchange without attribution. And this has been the main reason why Sensenelec has accepted the content of the AI Exchange, because normally the standard makers don't accept each other's content, because then they have to refer to each other and sometimes they lose track. So they rather all reinvent the wheel. And we want to break through this and simply altruistically say, guys, you can use this, but you would do your reader a favor by referring to owaspai.org if they want to stay up to date and learn more details. And the same happened for Sensenelec, because they took all our threads and controls and descriptions, but they didn't have room for all the details and the examples and the references. So they referred to owaspai.org for people to find more information. So we will not be forgotten because people will still, for practical reasons, need to refer to the AI Exchange. Any questions, remarks on the charter? And again, you can review it at your own leisure when we share the link. Alrighty, then let's go back to the agenda. We went through the charter. We want to have this meeting every 2 weeks. Let's see how it goes. Let us know if it's super inconvenient for you. If we have many people for which it's super inconvenient, we need to change. We have the Slack channel as main means of communication. So to explain, there's a Project AI channel with the whole group of anybody who is interested in AI. And there's the experts channel, in which I think all of us are part of. Don't know about Jannis, by the way, but
I shared the invite, Rob, during the meeting. I shared the invite and I shared the channels.
Beautiful.
But again, reach out to Rob or I if you have questions.
Yeah, so this is a closed channel for experts. Not that what we do is secret, but I want to make sure that our communication is without too much noise. I think that's yeah the modus operandi we're going for right now. I tend to use a Google document as a whiteboard for the task distribution because we have this list of to-dos, and I want to keep track of who's doing them and who's committed to do them. And we can keep track of that in a Google document and share that together. And if that doesn't work, or in addition, we can also share that overview on Slack occasionally. On GitHub,
or even use GitHub. I was going to say, I mean, I think that we're open to feedback. Like a lot of this is just Rob and I kind of trying to figure stuff out. But if you have a better, more efficient way, a way to improve communication, I mean, this is a collaboration. We're trying to organize everything, but this is everyone has equal input and suggestions on how we move collectively as a group.
Yes, please share your ideas. The idea of the Google Doc is to make it as easy as possible. Of course, an alternative is to use GitHub Issues. I think it has some overhead. Having a Google document where anybody can type anything in this small group is, I think, perhaps a more elegant way. Let's see how it goes.
And I think
right.
Just sorry to interrupt you. The bootstrapping phase where we are, the collaborative aspect of Google Drive is kind of the best thing. When we get to the point where we have more structure, we can move to GitHub Issues if needed.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see how it goes. On GitHub, I prefer direct edits. So Marco was working on improving the website, and then you need to sort of create pull requests to make large changes. But because we might even be working on parts that are close in the document together, it's better to do direct edits. And if I'm correct, you are all, and if you're not, let me know in email or in Slack your GitHub handle, and I can make you a writer so you can directly edit in GitHub and contribute. The edits will be visible. I will get notifications. Anybody can then look at the changes and review and maybe roll back if there's a gigantic mistake or anything. But we want to make these changes really easy to do. And if you're not on GitHub, we used to have a Word document. It was too tedious to keep on generating that Word document, but it was helpful in the beginning. So we let that go. But if you don't want to use GitHub and just have a new paragraph or section to add, just email it to me, and I will make that happen. So the next step is distribution of work. That will be our roadmap, and I want to do this in two sprints of 2 weeks. And what we have is two things. It is mostly this, the current backlog. It is taken from to-dos, And as you can see, I'm already adding names here. I know that, so Riza, you clarified that given your affinity with risk analysis, this was something that you can work on. But the whole risk analysis thing is so important and also so missing in many other initiatives. And I think we are close to writing something really useful there, that we probably can do this with multiple people. Is this something that you can take on, Riza?
For sure, I can give it a try. And excited to be here. Sorry, I'm just recovering from a cold, but yes, I will definitely look into it, and I'll do my best. Yes, and looking to kind of get feedback from everyone as well.
All right. Yes, and anybody anybody else who has affinity with governance, risk compliance, risk analysis, assigning responsibilities to people and organizations, going through threads to see which ones are applicable and not. Anybody else who wants to join Riza in this important part of the work?
That would Riza definitely. Oh, the Hans wants to join too. Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, that's another thing. All of this doesn't have to be figured out today. Don't, go into the Slack channel and say, hey, here's a rough draft. Who would be willing to take a look at it? Like, very much looking for you guys to, be part of the energy that goes into making this successful. Don't wait for us to, or, Rob or I or John or anybody else in the group. Like, the more leadership and vision that you have and willing to jump in, and if there's something you're super passionate about and you feel like it's missing, put it in the to-do document. Let's make it happen. So yes. The more that we're a group that is everybody's contributing and active, the more progress we'll make. We won't have those single points of failure.
And it was, to scale better. And I think it's good that Rob's putting their own, but all of us would want to get involved. We don't necessarily have the time to put our names there, but as Sandy said, put a post on the channel and say who, we're having this, and put deadlines on us. Say, can I have your views by then, so that we can all go and add stuff.
Yeah. So the idea, and we will summarize, of course, this in the Slack channel and in the meeting notes, is for you to have a look at this document. So it is the same content as on the AI Exchange to-dos page, but now it's easier for you to add names or notes. I noted down Benas, your name, to assist with this. Anybody else? Sandy, I think you raised your hand as well.
Yep. I'm happy to.
I'd like to, I'm constantly doing risk analysis and games, so add me there too. But as I said, that's the nice thing about posting it. I can't do it full time like, most people do, or not full time, there's constant engagement, but I can definitely, give feedback and support as much as I can.
Yeah, Riza, if you want to sort of be the contact person for this risk analysis part, so that people know who to reach out for, and I leave it to you how you want to collaborate. Make a new channel on OWASP Slack. Use a thread in the experts channel. However you want to share ideas, email, whatever you prefer. Of course, we cannot go by every subject, but I just wanted to do this for this one, just to see how that goes. Go through this list and put your name and perhaps what you need in order to work on this. And when you think you can either have it done, or whether you want to be the next time that we meet in 2 weeks. There are two sections in this Google document that I will share. One is this overview of to-dos. The other one is this. It is the exact structure of all the thread sections and all the controls. And I know that Alan, who's on the call, raising his hand, is that for the supply chain manager, or do you have another?
Yeah, I'd love to take it. Yeah, I'd love to take that topic.
Great. So this is also an example of Alan saying, listen, I got some good ideas on why supply chain management is difficult for AI. Let me work on that. So I also invite you to take sections here and put your names to it and apply the review. And for the review is part of the to-do section. If you review a section, please use this checklist. So you want to review on clarity, grammar and spelling. Those are obvious things. But of course, our goal is to offer a clear summary to non-AI security expert. We want to mention important attention points, potential challenges, and refer them to other work for more details. Maybe examples, maybe visualizations. We want it to be practical, and we want to have sufficient references. So these are the checklists that you can apply when you look at a certain section of which you think, hey, this is mine. I wanna review this and see if I can improve this. Wow. It's already 1:15, so I should shut up.
And just one more thing,
yeah, please.
Oh, okay. I was going to add one more thing. If you're out speaking about AI security and privacy, make sure and let us know. We'll use it as a way to amplify that you're out there talking, and that brings more visibility to the AI exchange.
And we can support you, we can share, we can shout.
Yeah, or we can put you, if it's a podcast or a video, we can put you in the media section. We also need to make some noise about this, is what I note. What I mean, there are many occasions where people mention it as sort of one of the leading sources, and today even somebody said the leading source. But we need to sort of keep on igniting that and keep that fire burning. I want to open the floor for questions, suggestions, and I see that Suzanne is speaking. Great, thanks for letting us know. We'll have a look at that. Any questions or remarks before we do a round of introductions with the time that we've left? Please. Yanis?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Rob. I have a question. As members of our team would like to contribute on this, and not me personally necessarily, is it possible for me to share with them the document? And I mean, how easy or how is it feasible for us to share access to these documents with our colleagues?
Well, as you know, the AI Exchange content is publicly available. I can make you an editor, and I think I might have done this already. I'm not sure.
I think I am.
Yeah. So
the only thing is how comfortable shall I be to share this with our team, because the technical experts in our team can significantly contribute in those documents, not me personally.
Right. Please work with me. Either if they have a few remarks, you can use your account. Don't give them your credentials. But type in what they send you.
That would be yes. As a security group, that would be.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. Okay.
And in addition, please work with me directly, Yanis, so I can. I would easily add people that I trust, which includes your team, because I know them to be a writer as well. So I can give them access.
Okay. Yeah? Okay. Perfect. Thanks a lot.
But some accountability. I agree with you, Rob. Like ideally, and we'll work again. We're building the car as we drive it down the road. But definitely, if somebody put something in and we didn't understand it, we'd want to be able to know, well, who wrote that? Where did they get their data? Who can we ask questions about why they added it to the document? So some accountability, so that specifically, so we can ask questions or untangle any confusion.
And Sanjay, that worked very nicely with the LLM group too, when we had the kind of collage of inputs. When I say share the way, I meant the read-only version so that people can see it, and then use us as, if you like, the kind of the filter. Yeah. And then we can
I have a spontaneous idea. So 2 weeks ago, Marco said, "Hey, I want to show you something," and he showed me, the draft. New AI Exchange in this whole new website, which was, I fell off my chair. It's just amazing work, and I didn't expect that. I don't know Mark. I want to know what he's capable of, but apparently a lot. So I would like to ask you to open your microphones and give Marco a warm applause. How about that?
Yay!
Great job.
Thank you, guys.
And I'll do it from here too.
Really amazing work. And to all of you who have contributed, Benas, you for example, from the early beginning, thank you so much for your great work. A lot of people are reading it. It's really making a big difference. So let's use the remaining time that we have to do some introductions, to introduce ourselves to each other for the next 10 minutes, and we'll continue that the next time that we meet in 2 weeks. Starting with Nicholas, please, if you want.
Sure. Hi, I'm Nicholas from the Fraunhofer Institute for Secure Information Technology, and I'm doing research on evasion attacks, and I'm also pursuing my PhD at the TU Darmstadt on the topic of evasion attacks and securing AI models against these attacks, especially also like adversarial patches. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I will note you down for evasion.
Sure, thank you very much.
That's great to hear. Okay, so next is Alan.
I also located in Tel Aviv, Israel. I started as a cybersecurity researcher and a software developer team lead. Then I fell in love slowly in the AI world. I think it started with the deep learning massive wave. And then I softly shifted to AI roles, and then I led a data science group in a young startup called Interai. And now I'm starting my own journey, my own venture as a CTO and co-founder of a cybersecurity company, focusing on AI security, of course. That's all.
Super cool. Great to have you. Amir.
Sure. I'm Amir. So I have a team in our company Zalando. So we are reviewing all the AI use cases, and basically we started doing this just like 6 months ago. But before then, we have developed some AI security tools, and right now we are performing the threat modeling and AI red teaming, which is related mostly directly to the AI. I don't say we are just fully capable red team, but we are doing more red teaming on the LLM, which was kind of successful over time. And basically, I'm so eager to learn more about the AI and be part of the community.
I think that's very exciting. Zalando being maybe on the forefront of AI red teaming, probably. So great to have you. Benas, please. And learn me how to pronounce your name.
Behnaz. That's right. Yes, okay. Behnaz. So my name is Behnaz, and I graduated from university in Germany with a master's degree in IT security. And I have more than 10 years experience in security, and specifically in ransomware. And I'm currently working as a cybersecurity analyst at Accenture. And recently, actually, I initiated communication to move to the AI department with a different customer for the intention of participating in various AI projects with the focus on cybersecurity and risk management and controls. Yep.
Thanks very much. And thank you for your great contributions thus far.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Susanna, if I may address you as Susanna, I'm not sure.
Yes, Susanna is actually my legal name. For those who don't know, people also call me Dezesti. Either one of those is fine. Hello, I'm super thrilled to be here. I'm very excited. Thanks so much for having me. I started out as a security engineer, former senior security engineer, red team lead. I started red teaming and testing these systems about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more. And then I transitioned into AI around 2016. I started learning data science and working in the machine learning space. A couple of years ago in 2022, I can't believe it's been 2 years. I wrote a paper called Securing AI/ML Systems in the Age of Information Warfare, just based off of some of my experiences. If you read the paper, you probably read between the lines and saw all of the things that I couldn't put in it because the situation is absolutely so dire. So that was my love letter to national security and defense and organizations to say, please fix this problem because no one seems to be fixing this problem. So that was 2 years ago, and everyone laughed at me and threw my resume in the trash and said that AI security was fake and not a real thing. So here we are now. I am currently the chief of data science at Bevy Health. We're building a pregnancy app, but I wanted to really kind of push the envelope for AI security. So we're doing federated learning with differential privacy. I just approved I think it's the final draft of a patent for a new security system that we're going to be able to secure on edge device. So I'm very excited about that. I'm happy to help with anything federated because that will help me learn about it as I'm trying to lead the implementation of this. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. And again, thank you so much for having me. So excited to be here with all of you.
Congratulations with you having the last laugh. I think it's a very interesting use case with very sensitive data, obviously, where you want to do your utmost best. I think federative learning is something that you don't see a lot with conscientious attention to differential privacy. So it'll be interesting to learn more from that. Going to Srajan, if I may.
Hey everyone, this is Rajan Gupta. I just landed in San Francisco, so I was taking the call from the cab. I've been into security for the last 8 years, working majorly in the financial institutions, big and small both, from Citibank to MEFG, and currently working at a startup called Dave. I mostly lead the application security team here and really focused on the AI security and its effects and all the threat models associated with it. So that's what I've been working on. I also currently work on my own venture as well, focusing specifically on threat models with the associated with the AI applications.
Yeah, I think you mentioned you wanted to contribute to by doing some tech tree exercises, right?
Yeah.
And we still would love to invite you to work on that and to reflect on that with the team, share it in the Slack channel because it sounds like a very interesting addition.
Definitely, yes. I'm very excited to contribute to that. I was doing my family visit back in India. I just came back, and I'll get to work by today.
Thanks. So maybe as the last person, and then the next time we're going to do Yanis, Riza, and Marco. Sean, if possible.
Yeah, hey Rob. Thanks for the invite to be here. I'm the leader for the cybersecurity wing of the Center for AI Security at a national lab in the United States. And my focus is both on securing AI systems and on the security of AI. We've done several large analyses of ML-based systems for the United States Navy. And yeah, so doing a lot of work in this space. Really excited, Rob, to see the people you've brought together and the work that you're doing here with OWASP. So I think it's cool stuff.
Yeah, what an amazing group. We feel honored on behalf of Sandy and John. And of course, Sandy and John, you'll have time next time to introduce yourselves. That will never fit into 1 minute, I'm sure. Any final remarks?
No, just
maybe from you,
I
Sandy.
just want to say, yeah, I was just going to say thank you, Rob. It's been such a privilege to work with you on this. I'm very excited to work with you. As you can see, Rob is so incredibly busy. I'm kind of the one who's been trying to help him coordinate and use some of my experience with the successful projects with the OWASP Top 10 with with John. So reach out to me anytime, Rob. We're really glad to have you guys here.
It's an update from me, Rob and Sandy, if that's okay. So we have been jointly accepted for the NIST AI Safety Institute with the top 10 for LLMs. The 29th of January or a week later, there is a launch, and then there will be work streams where we do joint research on red teaming, risk management, and safety and security. So I will be setting up a planning call, and I will be asking for volunteers to help participate to that. So that's my update, and I'll give an update as soon as we hear from them.
Amazing of you to spearhead that work, John. Sorry, Sandy.
Bihaz has her hand up.
Yes, please.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I just want to thank Rob for all of his support, and he gives me always a lot of motivation. I just want to thank Rob.
Okay.
I think that motivation was already there. So that's great. I saw that maybe to wrap up, I saw that Dan joined. I think, Dan, you were in the call earlier, weren't you? Or are you gone again? No, you're here. Dan, yes.
Yeah,
You were in the call earlier, weren't you? Or am I mistaken? Oh, you dropped off. I didn't notice it. I'm sorry.
All right, guys. Look for the invite in 2 weeks in your inboxes. Again, if you have any questions, reach out to us. We're excited. We're really excited to have this meeting and really get a lot of progress made on the AI exchange.
Sandy, thanks very much for organizing everything with Rob.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. Yeah. Really excited.
Indeed. All right. See you on Slack.
See you guys.
Thanks, y'all.
Take care, guys. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
See you guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Dan, you still there?